Hello, my beautiful people. I'm Mina. Welcome back to another beautiful day in the garden. Last week you saw me do a pour Wicked Paisley Waterfall, which is actually over here. I want to show you it since it is completely dry now. This one turned out really pretty. So this one was a ring pour, and then we did that loop-de-loop sort of embellishment on it. And I was actually trying to recreate or be inspired by this big Talavera elephant that I have. So I have another piece of that same Talavera pottery that I wanted to bring in here to actually show you guys really close. So I'm not doing these like flowers, and the loop-de-loop thing is definitely inspired by the Talavera, but it's not identical. So to that end, I do want to try this again. And I have refined the color palette a little bit more. Let's move this over and I'll show you. So this is our Golden's Prussian Blue. Everything is mixed with mix again today. Mix pour. Message Krista, Krista8974@gmail.com, and you can get your own mix pour. And it's beautiful. Nice and luscious. Not super thick today, but it is still thick, leaving a mound on a mound before it sinks into itself. So that's our Prussian Blue. And then I am using my white. This is Amsterdam white, titanium white with a little bit of DecoArt Americana Decor Satin Enamels in there. Those are the two main colors. I'm also using Brilliant Blue. So a friend of mine, Michelle Galli, who has a YouTube channel, and congratulations, Michelle, she just hit her 5,000 subscriber mark, which is so exciting. I'm so happy for you. She just did a pour that was inspired by one of mine, Serendipity, and she used the same colors, and it was really pretty. And Serendipity and Tilt-A-Whirl were the two, and they were really cool because it was the same palette, and I tilted one out and I spun one out, and they were beautiful. And Michelle's pour was gorgeous, and I think she added this little piggy and pinwheel. I think she called it pinwheel. So that was really fun. But then I went back and I watched Tilt-A-Whirl.
Tilt-A-Swirl!
Yeah, that one. And I had used this Brilliant Blue, and it was so pretty. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try the Talavera one again. I'm going to keep the palette super simple. The Prussian Blue, the Brilliant Blue, and then I'd seen one other one, Dreamscape, where I used this Amsterdam copper, which is just yummy. Dreamscape, and it was so pretty in the center of that pour. It was just amazing.
Bronze?
No, it's copper. Is it copper? Wait.
You said it was bronze.
Bronze, you're right. I am so sorry. HOA for the money. So
I do pay attention.
This is Amsterdam bronze. My bad. But it was so pretty in Dreamscape, and I loved it. So we're going to use that. So these three and the white. And then I had turquoise left over from the Paisley Waterfall one, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I think I'm just going to let that one sit over there. I do have some leftover gold from that I am going to use to pour into, but we're not going to use it actually in the cup. So those are my colors: two blues, a white, and the bronze. And we're going to see if we can't make this work. So the other thing that I want to change is, instead of doing the loop-de-loops all around, I was thinking about doing them kind of in a diagonal line, or maybe 3 diagonal lines, so there was also still some regular space, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it feels at the time. The other cool thing, we are using Mixed Media Girl's 20-ounce split cup. It's a 2-chamber split cup. It says MMG right there. You can get these, I believe, at mixedmediagirl.com, but I will put the actual address where you can get them on the screen for you, and also in the description box. So let's get to layering. Make sure it's clean. Okay. Let's see. We're going to start with just a tiny bit of white. Okay. So a little bit of white in the bottom, and then some of the bronze, and then some of the Brilliant Blue, and then some of the Prussian Blue. Go back to white, and then bronze, and then the Brilliant Blue again. Actually, I think I'm going to change it up this time and put the Prussian in first, and then the Brilliant Blue, and then some more white, and then some bronze. I'm going to end it with some Prussian. Okay, and now this side, I'm going to start with the Prussian. Put some brilliant blue. And then do some white first. And then the bronze. I'm going to go Prussian blue again. Brilliant blue. White. Bronze. Prussian. Use it all up, right?
Isn't that a lot of paint for 20 by 20?
No, it's 20 ounces. Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, you're right. I thought I had it 24 by 24.
Switch.
No, it's okay. We'll be fine. And I'm going to end this one with some white on top. Just means we won't need as much flow extender. So the other thing that I noticed in watching these videos is I pour that little puddle of gold in the center so that the paint will flow nice and easy, but it starts rolling over itself once it gets bigger than the size of that puddle. So there is no gold in this pour, but I am going to use my leftover gold from the last pour. I have thinned it out, and I'm going to pour this in a puddle in the center, a bigger puddle, and then we're going to stretch that. We're going to do our pour into that, so hopefully it won't be rolling over itself. Did I tell you this was a 20 by 20? HOA pointed out it was 20 by 20. There's our tape the back and put our push pins in. Okay, so let's pour our puddle of gold in the center. I have a bigger puddle. Okay, that's good. Okay, are we centered? Here we go. Okay. Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
I, my love, I am ready.
Okay.
Je suis prêt.
Dripping down the sides. And this is gonna be really cool. Here we go. We're gonna do a ring pour.
Tiny step on the line.
That's pretty, yeah, there's a tiny drip on there. But that's okay. All right. That looks cool. I like it. I love all of these lines. I love this. I love that center. And I love that trick of getting really small and then going the opposite direction. Gives it a lot of depth in the center. Okay, so let's use, what do I have left? Let's actually use that turquoise. I'm going to thin it out some more and we'll use that as a flow extender. We're not going to need a lot. Because as HOA pointed out, I did put a lot of paint on here. Only about 4 ounces more than I needed though, so it's not like it's gallons. Okay. Some thin. I'm going to go around this. So I do really like that whole loop-de-loop embellishing. However, I think I had a little bit too much in that waterfall one, and it ended up being very busy for my taste. I mean, it's pretty, it's just busy. So, it's such a beautiful color. I love that turquoise. It's gorgeous. Now, it's embellishing time. It's loop-de-loop time. Do you have a loop-de-loop in that announcer voice?
It's loop-de-loop time!
Okay, I have a stick here. Actually, it's from Candy Apple that I got HOA. Okay. Let's stretch this just this way, just a tiny, ooh, there's a lot of paint on there. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the middle. All right, what I want to do, I'm going to start over here, and I'm kind of going to do that loop-de-loop thing. I think maybe just off the center, because I like the center. So is it better for you if I go this way or if I go this way? Coming towards you? Okay. Let's see what happens. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Go. Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, that's really pretty. That's kind of muddy. I have a feeling we might be tilting some of this on. Okay, let's do that again. We're gonna go through this side this time. I'm gonna start over here this time. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do one more through here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's cool. Alright. Let's tilt this baby out and see what happens. I love this, so I want to anchor that over the corner. We're going to go that side first. There's a lot of paint on here. Yeah, I think we're going to be losing some of this muddy stuff. Let's go nice and slow. I don't actually want to take any of the pour off yet though. Even though it's going over the sides. I'm going to go back down to this way. I'm just going to take let some of that muddy-ish part roll over. Take it back down to the center. There's still a lot of paint on here. I'm gonna go off of this edge now. Where my center ended up up there at the top. Take this back down. And I'm going to move it over that way and go down off of that corner. Down just a little bit and line it up behind that turquoise, and then just take the turquoise off. Just like that. Okay. So now the weight of the paint is kind of in the middle, and we need to go off of that corner. Which is a shame because that's where a lot of the pretty spirals are. But there's too much paint on here. Somebody had asked me the other day, how do you know if you have too much paint? Well, if it's moving really fast when you tilt, you have too much paint on there. Like it's still moving really, really fast. There's still too much on here. I don't know if I like it. Some of that side. Grr. Okay, so I lost all my loop-de-loops because I used too much paint. But, that being said, this is kind of cool. What do you think, HOA? Tilt off more and then re-pour it?
I did like it when the lines were tighter.
Actually, I kind of really love it spread out like that because this is mixed, and so it is going to dry with a gorgeous transparency in those layers, and you'll see all those colors.
Why don't you put this one aside and get another canvas?
Because I don't know if I love it enough to let it dry. But unfortunately now I've used most of my Prussian Blue. I've used all the Prussian Blue, haven't I? And I just stripped it.
You just what?
Stripped it.
Scrape it and start all over?
No, I don't want to scrape it, but I wanted to mix up some more Prussian Blue, but I don't have any more mix down here. I need to go get a bottle.
You only brought down one bottle?
Oh no,
Bring
I
down the
used
box.
the other one.
Oh.
Oh, is there anyone in the box?
Yeah.
Oh good. Oh good. Okay. Awesome. Alright. We'll mix up some Prussian Blue on camera so you guys can see how I do it. Let's move this guy over here for the moment. And actually, before we do anything else, I'm just going to scrape some of this up. Okay, I'll pour a few ounces of mixed pour in the cup first. I'm going to get my Prussian Blue. And a stick. I'm going to take a nice scoop, about an ounce, the ounce and a half, put it right in there. Give that a good stir. Add some more mix to it. Just like to scrape the bottom. Okay. So, there's our Prussian Blue. We've still got white. I'm not going to use the split cup again. I'm just going to use a regular 16-ounce cup. And we're going to layer the cup again. So, I'm going to start with a tiny bit of white. Just a little bit. And some of that bronze. And a nice layer of the Prussian Blue. Brilliant blue. pretty though, but hopefully we're gonna get those same effects. All right. Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
Yes, my love, are you ready?
All right. Let's do some marks through this. You ready? Let's start over here.
Okay.
Okay. That's pretty good. Over there. Okay. Okay. Actually, I like this pour better than the other pour with their split cut. Interesting. All right, let's split this out. Still a lot of paint left on here from last time, so we're gonna go down this corner first. Actually, I'm gonna go down this corner first. Over that edge. Come back to the center. And go down this way first. Take it down. Turn off that last corner. That's better. Okay, that's a lot better. That's a lot more closely aligned with what I was actually trying to do the first time. Okay, so I like this one better. If I did it again with these colors, I don't know that I would put the brilliant blue next to the white, because I think that's what's dulling it down a little bit. I would keep the white next to the bronze and the Prussian blue, and leave the brilliant blue alone, like that section. Where was it? Over here. There's one part where I could really see the brilliant blue with the Prussian blue, and it was really, really pretty. I need to take this like weird squiggle off of the side here. Okay. I'm going to leave that one like that, because I do like it, and I like what's happening, and I like the white in the center with that little tinge of bronze on it. It's really pretty. Can you see that on the camera, HI? All through the middle part. And I'm kind of glad that we did wreck the middle, because we did end up getting these really pretty lines in here. So this was pretty cool. Thanks for hanging in there with me. But you know, this is the nature of pouring. I figured out a couple of things. It seems like this bottle is slightly thinner than the other bottle that I had, and that may be because I had it out here in the studio where it's warm. And again, we made the initial mistake with lots and lots of paint, and I think I should have probably tilted more off before I poured the second cup. So, you know, live and learn. It's all a learning process. But I do really like this piece. I love these colors. Like I said, I love Talavera, and I'm always inspired by all those beautiful patterns. And I love these swirls, so from the loop-de-loop. So this was awesome. I will show you this one when it's dry. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you on Friday. Okay, so this is a few days later now, and it is totally dry. This was our 32-ounce split cup loop-de-loop experiment with Prussian Blue and the Brilliant Blue and that beautiful bronze from Amsterdam. So pretty. Gorgeous lines in this one though. I love this part right here. It's just so pretty. And I kind of see a face. I used to have this bird feeder that looked like, I guess it was supposed to be a spirit of a tree or something. And it had a little bird feeder holder on it. It kind of reminds me of that, like a wooded man wearing a mask almost, or an owl. But it also kind of looks almost like an elephant trunk with this swirl. But there are some parts of this that are just really, really beautiful. Let's see if we can't get closer. There we go. Gorgeous lines, gorgeous detail mix, dried beautifully and shiny. That bronze is just popping through all this parts. And I love how this white part looks warm. It doesn't look really, really cool. These lines are gorgeous. Really pretty stuff. Beautiful shine on it. So this one is a 20 by 20. And you know, I hope you guys watching this, even if it might be funny that I make a mistake, but you know, I always learn from those mistakes, and one of the things that I am going to start doing is labeling the split cups that I have to know exactly how big they are. And I think with me, you know, just sort of grabbed a canvas and was rushing and didn't really look at it and thought it was a 24 by 24, but it was a 20 by 20. So, you know, it makes a difference how much paint you're using, because that very first pour we did with the split cup was very pretty, but there was just so much extra paint on there that it got tilted off. So I lost all of the cool design. Whereas with this one, we used less paint, and so more of the actual loop-de-loop stayed on the canvas. So I guess the lesson for this one would just be, you know, as excited as you may be to go paint and pour, focus on those details, because it really does make a big difference, and it can mess you up, as evidenced by the beginning of this video. So, but this one turned out awesome. I think I'm going to call this one Tree Spirit. And I really do, I love that sort of like face kind of in that middle. Very cool stuff. This was awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today and hanging in there and, you know, waiting for the outcome. Because I did get there eventually. And you will too. Don't give up. And, you know, so thank you so much. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.